Jasmine is the one that is in worse shape. She has injuries all over her body. She has leishmaniasis, which is, if left unchecked, it was gonna completely cover her entire body and it was gonna kill her.
Looking at Jasmine, you can see wounds all over her body. She must have suffered so much.
This is Viktor Larkhill. Today we're telling you this beautiful rescue story from the World Animal Awareness Channel. Our collaboration with the channel is helping us reach more and more people, get a wider audience, as well as fundraise in ways we couldn't do it before. Please watch this video. It's a full rescue story. And please don't forget to donate at the end. Everything, all the proceeds from this fundraiser are coming to us. This is really helpful. Please donate. Thank you very much. And watch the video to the end. It helps.
It's an animal world out there. Watch the World Animal Awareness Society channel and feel right at home. Come, sit, subscribe, and stay a while.
There's a lot of wind. In Tarragona, it's very windy. Look, it's going to be perfect there.
Ay, Enzo. Ay. Ya va, ya va.
Y saltó, ¿eh?
Unbelievable, eh? It's incredible, guys. Shall we go? We've got an hour left of the journey. We've got a surprise ready for you. We came up with it while we were on our way, but I can't tell you about it. Neither you nor all our friends. We've arrived in Barcelona now. In 3 minutes we'll meet the family, get to know them, and take a walk with Enzo and his friend.
Sí, ya, es Darío que no sabía abrir. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, qué ganas tenía de salir. Cógelo fuerte, ¿eh?
How's it going, guys? How are you all?
Very well. I'm really sorry about the parking.
Oh, don't worry. That's Barcelona for you. Here they are.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien.
Aquí está.
What are their
¿Cómo
names?
se llama?
Coco and Dante.
Dante. Hola.
Let's make sure the introduction goes perfectly.
Perfecta. Vale, entonces, ¿estás andando, Darío? Venga, venga, espera, vamos.
Calm down, calm down. I'm here now. Come
Venga.
on.
¿Qué pasa? Este es el culo del señor Enzo. ¿Cómo estás? Ay, hola.
Let them sniff each other.
Está ahí diciendo, a ver tú, ¿cómo te llamas?
How much his hair has grown.
Unbelievable, eh? What a change.
El cambio es...
I show people the video and they're amazed. It's incredible what you all do.
And this was relatively quick.
It's going to hurt when Enzo leaves.
Yeah, Enzo's very affectionate, they all are. But when you leave them, it's tough.
There are always a few you connect with a little more, right?
Yes. Enzo's temperament is really good. And on top of that, when I open the boot, he's the first to hop in. Miguelito too, and Peter. They're fantastic.
Mate always goes with me. I can't travel without mate.
Unbelievable.
Last night I ran out of yerba and had to go out to buy some at 9:20 p.m.
Borja's telling us he's half Argentine. I heard that somewhere. What's this?
These are croissants typical from Argentina.
We call them media lunas.
We have facturitas, media lunas. Different kinds, these are more common here in Barcelona, and they really remind you of home.
And do they go with mate?
Absolutely, mate isn't mate without facturas.
He's used to being outside sunbathing.
Of course. Now he's sunbathing to get a tan because Enzo's quite vain. Unbelievable. You're going to be so happy here. Adriana just asked me if Victor and I are twins.
He's quite intense. He'll be 7 in December. On the 31st of December, his birthday.
Dante, 7 años. ¿Y Coco?
Coco is 8.
Coco, 8 añitos.
When my previous Labrador died, Coco got depressed for 2 months. Of course, he came in so young, and the other one was like a father to him.
And you'd come into the house and see him curled up in his little bed. He wouldn't even come to greet you.
He had internal bleeding, and he passed away within 3 days. I was in such shock that it took me days to recover from it. It's like losing a family member. Which is why, to me, dogs are something else. They're little angels who come into your life for a while, teach you a lot, and then leave. I learned so much. I took those lessons and used them with these two. They taught me many things that have made me a better father to these two, and now to Enzo.
Each one has their own character, their own personality. We already know which is your favorite spot.
Ay, ¿qué pasa?
He tenido gatos, he tenido serpientes, ratones, he tenido todo. Sí, ratones. Y como esto, ninguna cosa.
¿Y Enzo ahora con qué tratamiento está? Porque me dijo Viktor...
Alopurinol y Lesguar.
Vale. Bueno.
Es un yonki.
Bueno, date de tu club. Eres muy guapo.
Estamos aquí.
Here we are having a human conversation.
Y este pobrecito, fíjate que es educado, está...
And look, he's more polite than my daughters. He said, "This conversation's not for me. I'll step away."
What do Argentinians talk about? Football, as always.
Enzo, this was the surprise. Nothing less than the usual chicken. Well, this one's a different colour, eh?
This is farm-raised.
It's as simple as that.
No lo vio, no lo vio. Pero chico. Claro, luego le echas un toque de multiusos con el papel.
Ya está.
The last piece he ate, he swallowed it whole, and it must have been a big piece. But what they think is, I've got to eat this as quickly as possible, just in case there's another wolf around or something else that'll take it away from me. So don't worry if he swallows a piece like that, it's totally normal. Let me give him another piece.
Vale, se lo damos. Señor, aproveche. Vale.
What he does is crush it, That's what those teeth are for.
Lo tritura. Clac, 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 clac. Uf, salud.
Cheers. He just burped.
Me ha tirado un eructo.
What a chair you've got, eh? What a nice chair.
Dante? Yes, his name's Enzo, and he's your new brother.
Luego, hermano.
Te guste o no, es así.
They don't seem too upset, these two.
Ay, Coco, Coco. Ay, Coco, Coquito. Uy, 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 uy. Motito, motito. Yo creo que sí. Chicos.
Guys, please, Adriana, take care of Enzo, will you?
De Enzo, ¿eh?
It seems Enzo can take care of himself.
Enjoy him, all of you, and he'll enjoy you too.
What kind of bread is it?
It's from the Diada. It's made with sobrasada.
Toma, sobrasada. Vale,
You don't get that in Valencia.
And there are 3 jars to share, so you don't argue.
unas tostadas en Casa Grande. Bueno, Enzo, ahora sí, me voy, ¿eh? Nos vemos. Bueno, Enzo.
Well,
nos
Enzo,
vemos.
see you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Como si no
Like
fuese
nothing's
nada,
happening, eh,
Darío?
Dario?
Como
Like
si
you're
no
not going to
fuese
miss
de
Enzo.
menos a Enzo, ¿eh? Venga. Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much. We'll stay in touch.
Call us for anything.
Nos llamáis, ¿eh? Bye, bye. Gracias.
Thanks for everything. Enzo is now staying with our friends Borja and Adriana.
De nuestros amigos Borja y Adriana. Y va a estar,
I think it's the best
yo creo que
home,
es la
the best
mejor
family
casa
for
de
Enzo.
familia para Enzo. Así que
So
ahora
now,
ya para
for
la
the
hora
time
que
it
es,
is,
ya
since
que
we're here in
estamos
Catalonia,
aquí en Cataluña,
our friend Dario is going to
nos va a
recommend a place for
recomendar
some
un sitio con
Catalan
comida
food,
catalana
right?
que hay
A typical bar from around here.
de Barcelona, ¿vale? Ok.
Is that it? Is that a typical bar from around here?
Of course, it's typical Catalan.
Vamos a ver.
The guy. But you told me this was a typical Catalan place, and it's called El Pibe.
But pibe in Catalan is chique, isn't it?
What a guy, what a fool.
We found a place.
They've tricked me, sold me a lie, but it's fine. See you in the next video.
Hasta luego. Something terrible has happened at our shelter. It's about one of our dogs, India. India was rescued 9 years ago. She was found in a local park inside a cardboard box. People abandoned her because clearly, well, she was eating, but whatever she ate, she was throwing up. We took her to the hospital, and she was diagnosed with a heart condition called ductus arteriosus. The only way to save her would be to have an open heart surgery. India was operated, and she survived. She made it through, but unfortunately, she was left with a condition called megaesophagus. Megaesophagus means that the esophagus stops working, so it doesn't fulfill its vital function of conducting the food to the stomach. So it's a useless esophagus. The only way for her to eat is to eat standing up on a Bailey chair. This is how we have to eat her. Little by little, with small portions of kibble. Unfortunately, she has to eat kibble because of this. And little by little, making sure that she gets it from the top, and then the food goes straight down. You have seen our videos, you have seen videos of India eating, standing up in that chair, always with a lot of care, with a lot of love. India has done great over the years, but we've had to take care of her very carefully. Every single time she eats, you have to be very careful, because there's always the chance that she might throw up and she might inhale the food, and this may lead into problems. This is exactly what happened last night. She ate something, She threw up, she vomited, and then it went through the other conduct directly to the lungs. It looks like India has pneumonia. She's now at the hospital. Have a look at this. This is India.
Here I am with India. You all know her well. She has a problem with her esophagus, and it's very likely that we'll do a CT scan. At least she's here stabilized, but she's making this noise when she breathes that isn't good at all.
Que no es nada bueno.
Look at you now, and how still you are. We're going to place an IV in her other leg.
Her temperature is 38.7, which is good.
What are you giving her?
An antibiotic.
Bueno, vamos a hacerle una placa.
We're going to take an X-ray of India to decide what to do. Are you going to sedate her?
No, we'll try without sedating her, because she is behaving very well.
Dogs' esophagi don't have their own musculature, that is, they don't have striated muscle. It's just a tube that food passes through. Therefore, we need her to gradually start passing and tolerating food. Right now, her entire esophagus is dilated.
She vomited twice yesterday.
If India was fine and this happened after feeding her, it can't have closed completely. On the X-ray, it doesn't look closed. A fibrous ring could have formed inside. We need to see it, because she rejects almost all the food she ingests almost immediately. If that happens, it's a life or death situation. We need to open her up, insert gastrotomy tube. There is no other option. It's normal for her to cough because her esophagus is very dilated. Right now, we have to ensure that she doesn't develop sepsis and try to get her to eat. If her condition worsens, what we need to do is place a gastrotomy tube, get her better, and then dilate. But I think she's too weak to tolerate anesthesia.
Have you seen her lung? It's much worse.
Let's see.
This is from just now.
She's developing a very severe case of hematogenous pneumonia.
She's in a serious condition, and it's getting worse.
She's aspirated, she has pneumonia, and I suspect it's hematogenous pneumonia. She's not strong enough to have an anesthetic. She needs an oxygen supply in her cage, antibiotics, and fingers crossed that she doesn't aspirate again.
Hang in there, India. We're all here for you. Everyone is with you.
We have no idea how it happened. We suspect that she ate food from another dog, but we don't really know from whom.
They all eat so quickly and they are all so careful. We are so careful, especially with India because she is special needs. India is now at the hospital in intensive care. She's fighting for her life. She's suffering from pneumonia. It's a really complicated condition in her case. We need your help. Please donate. Help us save India. Thank you. On yesterday's video, I told you that India, one of our most beloved dogs, is at the hospital fighting for her life. I told you her story. I told you how she was rescued. She was operated from the heart. It was an open heart surgery, how we saved her life, and how for the past 9 years we have dedicated ourselves to provide her the best life possible. You have seen India over the years in multitude of videos. You have even seen her in a funny video where she jumped so high that she hit my nose and nearly broke it. She's a delightful dog. She's one of the hearts of Let's Adopt, one of the hearts of the great house. But India is now fighting for her life. She's fighting against a pneumonia caused by aspiration. Some of the food she ate and vomited went through the other way and landed on her lungs, and this has landed her in hospital. Her condition is critical. She's in really bad shape, but we're doing everything we can to save her. And I promise you, right now the entire team is working on her. We're sparing no expense to save our baby. And this is where you come in. I know every time I come out with a plea, you'll do your best. I know that. We try to show one rescue a week, although usually it's much more than that. There are lots of stories that are not told. There are many treatments that we don't get to tell here. Whenever there's an emergency, I always come out here and I ask for help. I know India is not a new case. She was rescued so long ago, but precisely because of this, because we have shown the commitment to provide long life and wonderful lives to our animals, I expected that people will understand and will help. Alas, that didn't happen yesterday. Let's see if we can make it happen today. As I said, I understand India is not a new case. There is no novelty factor. There is nothing spectacular about this rescue. But she's a family member. She's a dog that has been with us for nearly 10 years. Provided her, she has given us her life. We have sworn to protect her and take care of her, but everything depends on whether this community reacts when it's needed or not. To run a shelter is very difficult business. It's an endeavor that I don't wish to anybody. Very often people write to me and tell me that, wow, I wish I could do what you do. I wish I could open a shelter like you or Takis. But you have to understand that this is not a game. Both Takis, myself, and so many other people that run shelters, whether they do it well or less well, our entire lives are dedicated to this. And above all, we are sworn to protect our animals for life. We make a big effort in finding them homes. That's the whole point. That's why we're called Let's Adopt. Let's Adopt means let's adopt them out. Let's find them homes. But sometimes that is not possible. When this is not possible, then we're committed to protect them and take care of them for life. And this is one of these cases. India is now at the hospital. She's fighting for her life. She has chances. She has. But everything depends on whether we can take care of her, whether we can pay for her treatment. And I tell you, it is not cheap. You're all aware of the increasing prices in veterinary services. It is happening everywhere. Actually, we're going to make a video about that very soon. But this is something that is affecting us all. The fact is that she is 24/7 in the intensive care unit of the hospital. She has people with her 24 hours a day. We're doing everything we can to save her. This is an amazing animal rescue community. We are over 1 million people. You know, there's always people that say, well, if everybody donated $1, we could do, but that's not gonna happen. Not everybody is gonna donate $1. Not half of the people are gonna donate $1. No, this is all in the hands of a handful of people that video after video are motivated enough, are committed enough to help us continue taking care for these babies. This is why I need to ask for your help. India is at the hospital fighting for her life. Please, let's not let her fight alone. Please donate. Help us save India. Thank you. Hi. For the last 3 days, we have been trying to save India's life. India, as you know, has megaesophagus, a condition that renders the esophagus useless in its mission to take to the liver the food to the stomach. She has to be fed through a Bailey chair. She sits on a chair and then the gravity does the rest. With India, we have always been really careful that she only eats what we feed her by hand using the chair. And there has never been an accident. 9 years, really good. Now, statistically, animals that have megaesophagus are prone to vomit, to regurgitate, and then to inhale that vomit, creating conditions like these ones, pneumonia. "9 years, extremely careful, never had a problem until 3 days ago. She got something from the floor, she ate it, she regurgitated, and she inhaled it. Result, pneumonia. She's fighting for her life. Have a look at this. This is India."
We're going to do a chest x-ray on India. We'll try not to put a muzzle on her so that everyone can see her gentle face. But if necessary, we will.
Has she lost weight?
She has lost weight, yes.
Let's try to do an X-ray in a Sphinx position.
Bueno, vamos a sacarle un poquito de sangre.
We're going to draw blood from India to do the CBC and see how she's doing.
A ver cómo va.
Now we will explain how the X-rays went.
Bueno.
India behaved very well. We expected no less from you. A cat, just what we needed. That cat belongs to the clinic. He's our friend, okay, India? Those of you who know India and have seen her in action in her day-to-day, when you see her now, you'll understand that she's really unwell. Now they will give me the results of the X-rays and the blood tests to see how she's doing. But we can already see that she's really sick. Thankfully, she's very well taken care of here and gets lots of cuddles. Isidore, how is India's CBC?
There's a slight improvement. She had a severe drop in neutrophils. And today they have improved, normalized. There's leukocytosis as a result of the bronchopneumonia. The situation is grave. She's going to need time to get better.
Show us the X-rays.
We've updated India's X-rays. We can see that her bronchopneumonia is very slowly improving. This is from the other day, where we can see her megaesophagus. the area that was operated on for arteriosus ductus, on both today's X-rays.
Is this today's?
Yes, both are from today.
What can you see here?
We can see that the bronchopneumonia is slowly improving, which is also reflected in her breathing, which seems slightly easier.
Aquí, por ejemplo, con respecto a la otra, ya no se ve este...
The inflammation on this X-ray is not as pronounced as in the previous one.
Sí, a ver. Esa es una y esa es la otra. Esa es la diferencia. ¿Vale?
This is something that progresses slowly. These situations are grave, and many animals don't make it.
Vale, he consultado, porque yo soy me gusta saber, muy curioso y tal, y me ha comentado Andrea.
Andrea told me that the problem when food goes down the wrong way is that the acid can destroy the lung.
Entonces el ácido lo que hace es destruir el pulmón, ¿es así?
Yes, now it is gradually being reabsorbed.
Se va reabsorbiendo poco a poco.
Then the lung regenerates, and that's where we hope we are now.
Y es eso a lo que estamos, ¿eh?
Exactly. Many animals die as a result of bronchopneumonia. We had a case when, after vaccinating a dog, we gave him a treat. The dog inhaled it, and we were unable to save him, even though he was hospitalized and monitored for several days. It was absolutely awful.
Aspiration pneumonia is a medical emergency, and we did the right thing rushing her here.
We will be keeping an eye on her. You did well to come so quickly.
Okay, gracias.
We have the entire team working on India's case. Jorge is advising Isidora, and they are sending us reports every few hours. The entire team at the hospital is taking care of her. She's an amazing little dog. For 9 years, there was not a problem, and now, pneumonia. Unbelievable. Anyway, I know India is not a new case. I know it doesn't have the novelty of the animal that just has been rescued. I know many of you are used to seeing her healthy, and you may think, oh, well, let's adopt and take care of her. But the truth is that we can't. Without your help, we can't. We can't do anything. Please, if you can, donate. Help us save India. Thank you. Hi. 3 days ago, I uploaded the last update of India. India, as you know, has been at the hospital for nearly a week fighting for her life. India has pneumonia. The condition is terrible. Animals and people that have it cannot get enough oxygen into their lungs, and eventually, if it doesn't resolve, they may even die. This has been a very long and a very difficult weekend, but I want you to see how India is doing today. India.
Let's see how Miss India is doing. Here's her medication.
I've spoken with Viktor, and he told me he'll grind the chicken breast for her. The butorphanol is applied directly to the gum. You have everything ready.
Well, well, quite the arsenal.
These are the last 2 checkup X-rays before she leaves for Valencia. We can see that the image of the lung parenchyma is improving day by day, which gives us a lot of peace of mind in letting her go home.
She's very eager. You can hear her from here.
She can't stand it anymore and says, I want to leave for Valencia. I don't want to be in the Benissa hospital anymore. We see that the inflammation of the megaesophagus has also improved, so super well.
Let's look at the blood work.
There's a response with leukocytosis, which is good for the aspiration bronchopneumonia. And the neutrophils are also staying elevated. Therefore, we will continue the treatment with the 2 antibiotics for 10 more days, which have worked wonders for her. We've also done a little check because of all the medications we're giving her, and the kidney is functioning well. She also maintains good albumin levels, so wonderfully.
I'm taking India. Her friends are waiting for her eagerly.
Ay.
You've given us the scare of the century. Victor is looking forward to seeing you and getting a little tap on the nose from you.
She can't believe she's leaving.
Venga, aire puro.
Momentazo, momentazo. Momentazo.
Vale, ok. Venga.
Pink.
Pink. Venga, que nos vamos. Que nos vamos.
Going home.
Hala. ¿Tienes ganas?
You're eager, huh?
Bye.
How eager I was to get out of there.
She's skin and bones.
I never knew love would come and find me one day. Oh, I never knew that you would be the one.
Que ya te he traído,
I've brought you home now. I couldn't bring you sooner.
Garantes.
Took me by surprise. Oh, there's so many things that I wanna do to you. Can you visualize?
Nancy, your friend has arrived.
Ha llegado tu colega.
Have you said hello?
La has saludado bien.
It's so hard to say all the things I want to. I'm waiting to let you know how much I want you. When I think about you, I feel la 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 la. When I think about you, I want la 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 la. When I think about you, I feel.
Bueno, estamos aquí ya en casa.
We're at Great House. India is now with her friends.
Tuyos. India, ¿estás contenta? ¿Estás contenta ya del viajecito? Te damos
We thank everyone who has followed her.
que te has seguido. Venga, nos vemos pronto.
India, as always, doing her own thing.
Hala.
She's recovered.
Nada.
She's back to say goodbye properly. See you soon.
Say all the things I want to, but I'm trying. Oh, to find a way to get close to you. It's so hard to say all the things I want.
It has been a very long weekend, but I'm very happy to say that India made it. She left the hospital. She's going to continue her treatment at the Great House for a few more days, and then she's going to go back to the hospital for a checkup. But she made it. And I'm really honored to say that without you, she just wouldn't be here. She's alive because of you. Imagine running a rescue where you have so many old animals that need treatment, that need care. Without this community, we just couldn't make it. So thank you very much. Thank you for being right by our side. Thank you for donating. Please, if you can, continue doing so. There's a link at the bottom. You can donate towards India's treatment and towards the treatment of everybody else. Thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Hi. My brother and I have spent the entire day traveling on a rescue mission. Someone sent us a picture. This picture. In it, you see a dog laying down on the floor, completely given up.
She has injuries all over her body, her leg is in a really weird position, there's something wrong there. The person that contacted us told us that he knew where the dog is. So we grabbed the car and we hit the road.
Unbelievable, it's incredible. What a shame and what cruelty. What horror! The level of neglect is astounding.
She must be in pain because she's licking herself. This spur has turned around and is digging into her. Poor thing, she's exhausted. She's giving up. We've rescued her. I hope not too late. She's ended up exhausted and now she'll let us do anything.
She has a severe heart murmur. My God. We're going to take a blood sample, do some cardiac tests, and arrange an appointment with the cardiologist because she has a significant murmur. That murmur is very dangerous. It could cause sudden death and that would be it. My colleague is going to take samples to check for all the infections in her pores, and we'll do a chest X-ray. We want to do all this now. Leishmaniasis test, Ehrlichia, Rickettsia, everything.
When they let you do anything, it's because they're broken.
She's in a very advanced state of neglect.
It was digging into her, my goodness. The spur had grown, and from here to here it was digging in. Now we're going to do an electrocardiogram to see how her heart is. What are you going to do now?
I'm going to scrape her to see if she has mites or mange.
And now you're going to do an echocardiogram, right?
Yes, I'm going to see how the heart chambers are because of the murmur she has. She has severe heart failure, mitral insufficiency. We're going to start treating this now. Due to the neglect and the extremely poor conditions she came in, there's a tremendous infection in her pores. There's significant anemia, also as a consequence of that infection and due to the leishmaniasis. And then the heart murmur, which also has to be addressed. We're going to do everything we can for Jasmine. She deserves it. After what this animal must have suffered, we must give her a new life.
Yes, and she will have it.
And we'll be there, helping her, non-stop. We're going to do the X-ray first and start with glucantime at 0.33 per kilo, and we'll give her an antibiotic. We are shocked by the neglect Jasmine has been through. It's heartbreaking to see the condition of her skin with those fistulas, those interdigital infections, and the significant anemia caused by leishmaniasis. What struck us the most is that heart murmur, which we definitely need to treat. My colleague, as a specialist, will perform an echocardiogram to make an accurate diagnosis. And today we start the treatment for leishmaniasis. In the blood test, we found a significant infection, which is visible on her skin, and anemia due to leishmaniasis. She is negative for blood parasites and positive for leishmaniasis.
There were 2 dogs in that plot of land. But today's video is about one of them. It's about the big one, Jasmine. Jasmine is the one that is in worse shape. She has injuries all over her body. She has leishmaniasis, which is, if left unchecked, it was gonna completely cover her entire body and it was gonna kill her. Jasmine is now at the hospital and she's receiving the best medical care in the country. The same care that Enzo received. The same care that we give to all our animals. We need your help. Help us save this dog. Her name is Jasmine, and she needs you. Please donate. Help us save Jasmine.
Don't worry. Everything will be fine. They're going to clean your ears, which are infected, and treat all the wounds on your paws. Looking at Jasmine, you can see wounds all over her body. She must have suffered so much. It's a grass seed.
Eso es una espiga, ¿no? Sí. Perfectamente.
If you open any gap in her paw, there are grass seeds everywhere. She was in a field, and looking at her paws, she has grass seeds everywhere.
Does she have ticks?
No, but they still gave her both internal and external antiparasitics.
The leishmaniasis results have come in, we'll tell you now.
I suppose the level is high.
It was a bit over 3, and this wound here is the worst. Goodness, look at those lymph nodes. It's very typical of leishmaniasis.
Es muy buena, sí.
She has an infection here. There's pus.
Sí, sí, ese le duele.
Ay, perdón. Molesta un poquito, ya está, cariño. Ya, mi amor, ya está.
The other day we cut her nail because the dewclaw was digging into her. Goodness, that wound is in bad shape.
It's bad on the outside, but also on the inside.
Ya, cariño, es que eres más bueno.
We removed all the hair around here because we couldn't see anything.
Ahora se lo limpiaremos porque lo tenía. No se veía nada.
She has a lot of wounds. That one there must have had larvae in it. It looks terrible. Now Rosa is scraping away the dead tissue, basically revitalizing it, so it has a chance to close. I scraped all this area so that now, by scraping it, it can heal and close.
This is a special soap for soft tissues. I'm going to disinfect the wound on her elbow with it. It's really like ozone soap. I left it open at the top and bottom so that if it needs to drain, it can drain from there.
Sí, nos va drenando que viene por ahí.
Sí.
Besides all the dirt, the other one is worse. It's practically blocked due to the inflammation.
Sí, de la inflamación que tiene. La vamos a limpiar un poquito. Ya, cariño, ya. Necesito una escala. Aquí. Ya, cariño, es que lo tienes muy mal. ¿Yo qué le hago? Te estoy curando.
If you could smell the infection and dirt, it's unbelievable.
Goodness, this poor dog hasn't had her ears cleaned in years.
Nada en su vida. ¿Qué va? Bastante poco tiene.
Ya, pero se va a poner bien, ya verás.
Sí.
Se va a poner bien esta perrita que sea, ya está. Que te estoy molestando, ya lo sé. Ya, cariño, ya está. Venga, amore. De que sabe lo que toca ahora. Ya, cariño, ya, mi amor, ya está mi niña.
I'm going to put in the IV and then give her antibiotics and antifungals.
Cuando la bajamos seguramente se va a sacudir y luego ya le ponemos esto que lleva antibiótico y antifúngico.
What a relief, eh?
Of all the problems that Jasmine has, there is one that especially breaks my heart, and it's that nail. That nail that enters her flesh and hurts her. We don't know how long she had it, but you see that injury, that nail tells you that she has never had a single person in her entire life that cared for her. Never. No one cut her nails. No one gave her a hug. No one cleaned her ears. She's been completely neglected and forgotten by everybody. Until now. She's now with our team at the hospital and we are taking amazing care of her. And I promise you, we're gonna do everything we can to save her life. And this is where you come in. We need your help. Please donate. Help us save Jasmine. Thank you. Jasmine lived in the countryside, but while that might sound idyllic, her situation was not. Temperatures in much of Spain have reached record highs, and without access to veterinary care, regular grooming, good nutrition, or a suitable place to sleep, Jasmine suffered the consequences. Neglect and negligence were all this dog had known until we were alerted and went to rescue her. Now we are treating her wounds and illnesses, and today, for the first time in her life, she is going to have a bath. We are excited to be able to give her the care and affection she has always deserved. Perfecto.
Today we did a follow-up blood test on Jasmine, and she has a bit more anemia. Her red blood cells have decreased a bit. She's also having bloody diarrhea, but we're not going to worry too much about it. We're going to add a vitamin supplement to see if we can boost these red blood cells, and if not, we'll have to do more tests to find out where this anemia is coming from. We know she has leishmaniasis. We have the main cause under control, but she should start regenerating soon. As for her white blood cells, they have improved. She's on 2 antibiotics for the diarrhea, and they seem to be helping, so we'll add the vitamin supplement and check again in a few days.
Here we are.
Amor animal.
Between the leishmaniasis and the embedded grass seeds, her paws are like this, but we're treating them little by little. Don't worry, she had her first scare with the water. It's probably the first tap she's seen. She's really dirty.
What's that there?
It could be a grass seed or a scab.
Look at this. It was deeply embedded.
Now we're focused on the leishmaniasis. And her hematocrit is giving us a bit of trouble. Did you need that bath, eh, Jasmine? figure out where this blood is coming from. She must have an abscess here, and there is a small hole.
This is from a wound, and maybe the scab was removed while she was being bathed.
The full treatment, eh, Jasmine?
Va servida, ¿eh?
Vale, el panaculo termina mañana.
Jasmine is now going to the great house, and you will be responsible for monitoring the wounds she has between her toes. Many of the foreign bodies have already been removed, but some will still need to be surgically extracted. We want to take advantage of Jasmine's improved hematological status, have her gain some weight, and during her spay surgery, we'll remove the granulomas between her toes that might contain foreign bodies. She will come for a cardiologist review, and we'll ask you to bring her to us for follow-up.
The cardiologist and blood tests as well.
She's truly an excellent dog, with a magnificent character. We've enjoyed having her, honestly. The situation is worrying because, as you know, with leishmaniasis, things can change from one day to the next. And we've explored all the possibilities. We've been working with leishmaniasis for 40 years. You'll do a great job, and Jasmine will recover, just like Enzo did.
This is her new temporary home. Do you like it? Let's check out the garden and meet the others. Princess Jasmine.
Hola. Hola, despacito, ¿eh? ¿Qué? ¿Te gustan
Do you
tus
like your
amigos?
friends?
Venga, chicos. ¿Hace calor o qué? Vamos, vamos, ven.
She's already finding her spot, the shade. Very good. Look at the lovely friends you have. Enjoy yourself, okay? See you in a few days when we go to the cardiologist. Good morning. What a scene, you're there with the sunrise. Shall we go? Let's see if you still fit in the carrier I brought you in, because you've gained a bit of weight. Even though the carrier seems small, you're comfortable here. Plus, I'll drive carefully, don't worry. Jasmine is the one who was admitted here, but we had taken her to the great house for a few days to recover. We know she has a significant heart murmur. Isidore noticed it the other day. That's why she's here. She has an unbelievable murmur.
She's very calm, isn't she?
Yes, she's wonderful. She's being treated for leishmania, has grass seeds in her paws, was abandoned in the fields, and she's probably about 4 or 5 years old. I've never seen such a good dog as Jasmine. So stressful.
It seems she has something typical of mastiffs, which is aortic stenosis. There's a narrowing, so it causes both insufficiency and stenosis, which is what gives her such a large murmur. The thing is, Jasmine seems to have a rather slow heart rate. The medication normally used for this, aimed at lowering the heart rate, I wouldn't give it to her for now. This usually creates a hypertrophy of the left ventricle, and the heart ends up beating more forcefully. But in Jasmine, it's a bit the opposite, bradycardia and a heart that beats weakly. So she might be entering what's called a myocardial exhaustion phase, meaning the heart has been fighting against resistance for so long that the muscle is starting to weaken. We need to investigate the thyroid and electrolytes to see if there's an underlying cause explaining why the heart isn't beating properly. I'll tell them to run tests to rule out several things.
Let's take a bit of blood, as the cardiologist requested.
This dog behaves spectacularly.
Yes, she's wonderful. Gets along great with all the dogs. Let's see if we can remove these staples here.
Yes.
We'll check the hematocrit and what the cardiologist requested.
We did a CBC check, and it's more or less within the same parameters.
So everything with the blood is more or less the same?
Yes, I see Jasmine doing better. We're happy.
Ask Rebecca if we can proceed with the surgery next week with that hematocrit level.
If it's stable, it's possible.
She's at 27% hematocrit. I think we can go ahead and remove what's left and sterilize her.
Jasmine may need to be operated. We're going to try to treat it for the time being with medication, but maybe she's going to have to go through surgery. Hi, this video is hard to watch, but you must watch it because it's something that could happen to your own dog. You're going to learn something. A couple of weeks ago, we rescued a Mastiff that was laying down in a remote village in the center of the country. This dog, Jasmine, had been abandoned and had had a horrible life. The dog was affected by leishmaniasis, a terrible disease transmitted by parasites, and she was completely riddled by grass seeds. Grass seeds are those little pesky pieces of grass that enter your body and just perforate the whole thing, and they travel inside the body of the animal. It's really awful, and people just ignore the issue. I don't know, it's just small grass seeds. Well, what I'm about to show you is something you haven't seen before. Have a look at this. This is Jasmine.
We're going to run some tests on you today to see how everything's going. Look how good she is.
We've done a routine blood test on Jasmine. Her hematocrit was at 25.98 days ago, and today it's at 30, so she's stable enough to go into surgery for spaying and to remove the grass seeds. As for her organs, everything's looking really good. Her globulin levels are still a bit high due to the leishmaniasis, but her albumin, which was low, is now normal. She still has low muscle mass, but we'll wait for her to recover with a proper diet and eating well. She'll improve quickly.
Is that the grass seed?
Yes.
Unbelievable. You just can't imagine that having the dog out in the field, she wouldn't get grass seeds stuck in her.
They get caught in the fur and work their way deeper and deeper inside.
Also in the ears, the auditory canal, the nose.
Y no son grandes, porque son espigas relativamente pequeñas, pero... ¡Buah! Vale, ¿qué hacemos? ¿La llevamos al quirófano y acabamos allí? Sí. ¿Esto nos tiro? Ok.
Sí. No saques, ¿no?
We're doing Jasmine's space surgery now. We have Isidore monitoring everything, acting as the anesthetist. Right, we've got the ovaries here now. We're going to close up. Let's move on to the second part of the surgery. We've just finished the spaying. And now we'll remove the grass seeds. There should be 2 or 3 around here. Mainly in the hind legs.
Traseras sobre todo. Bueno, vamos allá.
Poor thing.
Pobrecita.
To me, this seems like something else, probably from the leishmaniasis, because they're hard patches, and the tissue is tough, almost like one solid plaque.
Do you think we should leave it and monitor its progress?
Yes.
Let's keep an eye on it, since we need to get her hematocrit up a bit more anyway. Does the serum help guide you?
Yes, because it makes the lesion swell. Look at the finger. It separates the tissues. And when you press, the grass seed usually comes out. Look at the digit.
There was a case where we had to do a CT scan to find out where the grass seed was.
Hey, ¿qué es eso?
No way, that's great, Rebecca.
Otra.
Muy bien, Rebeca.
Puede ser que sean las 4 que le estaban molestando. Que se hayan estado moviendo. Es que el agujero,
Look how far the forceps go in.
Mira, 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 mira.
What did I tell you, Rebecca?
¿Qué te he dicho, Rebeca?
That looked like a grass seed.
And there might be more. They come out from everywhere.
Uy, perdón. Sale por todas partes. Uy.
Everything's interconnected.
Todo entero, sí. Adelante y atrás.
Todo comunicado. Esperemos que por una
Let's hope we've removed as many as possible.
El máximo.
Sí, espero que no quede ninguna, como mucho una y que luego de la cara un poquito más adelante.
This is the paw we've just worked on. We've removed about 6 grass seeds. It looks like there's another one.
De tener una bien buena.
Look.
Estaba ya. Estos días irrigamos nosotros por los agujeros. Mira,
Another one. Unbelievable.
Si podéis lavárselo estaría bien, sí.
Look at the giant abscess she has, 20 milliliters.
You've just injected 20 milliliters. Unbelievable.
Sí, señora. Mira, quédate.
What a job. Let's go home.
What can I say? Have you seen the amount of sticks and grass seeds that came out of her legs and her paws? Her entire paw is completely riddled by it. There are so many tunnels connecting these things. I've never seen anything like that. So painful as well. No wonder she was so desperate. No wonder she looked so dejected. And all of this because human neglect. Because somebody didn't care, didn't give up. Anyway, Jasmine is with us. As you can see, she's recovering, slowly. She's doing better. She's now at the great house. And it's because of this that I need to ask for your help. Please donate. Help us take care of Jasmine. Now she's neutered, there are no more grass seeds, but she still has a long way to go. Please donate. Help us save her. Thank you.
It's an animal world out there. Watch the World Animal Awareness Society channel and feel right at home. Come, sit, subscribe, and stay a while.